Hey everybody, it's Kyle over at North Bay Mitsubishi. So I just wanted to share something very exciting with you. So first of all, I'm going to start off with, this is the window sticker for our 2018 Mirage. So I want to show you these numbers right here. So your fuel economy. Now your Mitsubishi Mirage is rated as the most fuel efficient all-gas car in North America. Now, not the biggest car, but it does the job. Gets you around town, little 3-cylinder engine. We're going to take you for a little walk over here. Enjoying our nice cold winter Canadian days. I want to show you this car right here. So this is our Outlander. Now this is a 4-cylinder touring package. A little bit more capable in the wintertime. Fits the family a little bit better, a little bit more cargo space. 4-wheel drive, handles the snow a little bit better. Now what if I told you that I can get an Outlander that is less, or not less, more fuel efficient than that little Mirage? Say hello to the all-new Outlander PHEV. So this is brand new to North America. It's been out in South America, Europe since 2014. Brand new to North America. We just got our first one this week. We have it plugged into our free DC 240 volt charger right now. Getting it all charged up. But this is your 4-wheel drive twin electric motor with a gas engine to assist in the front. 4-wheel drive plug-in hybrid vehicle as well. So different than regular hybrid vehicles. This will allow you to plug in, obviously, to charge, as well as use a gas engine to charge if it needs to. So I've been charging this for probably about 2 hours now, just to get it a little bit juiced up. We charged this pretty much from empty this morning, so I'm gonna unplug this and put this back. So let's see if we can. So 2 hours and 53 minutes. I used 7.6 kilowatts. Hit my done. Done. So I think that's it. Yeah, that was 7.6 kilowatts. Now, mind you, we're doing it in the middle of the day, but it is a weekend, so we are on an off-peak rate, or on an off-peak time right now. So off-peak rates right now are 6.5 cents per kilowatt hour. So at 7.5 kilowatt hours, or kilowatts, at 6.5 cents, I'll show you actually how much it cost me to charge this thing. There's a setting in the touchscreen to show you how much it costs. But I mean, if I were to do some quick math, 7 times 6.5 cents, we're pretty much, 50 cents, 60 cents to pretty much fully charge this battery on peak hours. And that'll get me roughly 35 kilometers on strictly electric without even engaging the gas engine. So if I'm in town and I'm just doing strictly electric driving, so if I'm to and from work, doing a couple groceries here and there kind of thing, like I live about 5-6 kilometers away from work, I can strictly drive in full electric and not use a drop of fuel and basically charge my car for 50 cents a day on off-peak hours. So, I mean, 50 cents a day, if I were to plug that in every single day for 30 days, 50 cents at 30 days, that's $15 a month I'm spending to drive a 4-wheel drive SUV. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Now, this is a SE model, so this is your base model, and starting MSRP on this is $42,998. And a lot of people kind of get scared of that price tag, but man, you got to remember you are getting a plug-in hybrid SUV that is 4-wheel drive. What I did not mention yet is that this does qualify for those Ontario government rebates. This car, because it does have a 12 kilowatt battery and it does seat 5 passengers, qualifies for $9,555 in Ontario rebates. So if you were to purchase this vehicle, Ontario government is going to give you $9,555 pretty much towards the price of the car, or towards the purchase of the car. So that $43,000 now turns into $34,000, which is only about a $3,000 difference from its the gas equivalent. And I mean, even a base model, you're still getting these nice 18-inch two-tone alloy wheels. You're getting blind spot monitoring. You're getting the fast key system. You're getting the touchscreen with the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, dual zone climate control. Look at these seats. Leather trim seats with they're so comfortable too. Look at the steering wheel. Like, this is a premium looking car, and it is so nice. Now, I pre-warmed this thing using the app on my phone. So there's an app that you get for this car that pairs up with your phone. You pair your phone up with the car. And as long as you're within range of the car, so I mean, if you're if you're parked in your driveway, you will be within range. I mean, as long as you're not living in a mansion. And you basically connect with your car, and what it allows you to do is you can set timers for charging, so you can get home, or you get off work at 5 o'clock, you get home, you plug your car in at 5, it will not start charging your car until the timer kicks in at 7 o'clock, so you can only charge on off-peak hours if you really wanted to. It has all the same kind of body style as, whoops, let me just unlock the rest of the door here. So, backseat legroom is going to be the same as the gas Outlander. Nice. I love these seats. Cargo space in the back is going to be the same. And again, we charge this. Now, this is a 240 volt charging station. You can have these installed in your house. It's not going to look this big. It's going to be a little bit smaller. This is just more one for a dealership kind of thing. But if you use the 240 volt one and get it installed in your house, it'll recharge the battery in 3.5 hours to a full charge. These can just plug into a regular outlet at home. So I'm going to show you. I think I have enough clearance here. Don't touch the wall, don't touch the wall. Oh my god! Oh my god, this is so close, this is so close. Like, I'm less than a millimeter away from the wall. This is scary. Oh, that was scary. Okay. Oh. So back here, it's gonna have your charger. So this will plug into a regular 110 volt outlet, and then that end plugs into your car. And you can charge, if you're on a 12 amp circuit, it'll charge to a full charge in 8 hours. If you're only on an 8 amp circuit, it'll take 13 hours to give you a full charge. So, I mean, you still plug it in at night, go to bed, wake up in the morning, battery's fully charged. And I'm going to show you there's a lot of technology in this car to recharge it as you're driving too, without even engaging the gas engine. So there's regenerative braking, so the engine will actually slow you down instead of you touching the brakes, which also saves you on brake pads. But also that will use kinetic energy and charge up your battery for you. So, close this. That was scary. Now, another cool thing is that all of these cars come equipped with their super all-wheel control system. So not only does it direct torque from the front of the vehicle to the back, it'll also do side to side. Now there's no locking differential in the middle. It'll actually use the a little bit quieter in here. It'll use the two electric motors. So there's an electric motor in the front, electric motor in the back. It'll use those in unison to create that four-wheel drive system. So you have a regular all-wheel drive mode, so it'll run front-wheel drive, kick and power to the back tires when needed. Or you can lock it into all-wheel drive, in which case both motors will engage simultaneously to give you that simulated locking differential kind of look to it. So I'm going to start it up. So because I have my heat on right now, my fan's on to get us so toasty, it did engage my gas engine, but it will always start up in regular electric mode. I'm going to turn my volume down. So you can see on the left side you have your battery level, on the right side my gas level. So we have 143 kilometers on this car. We used a little bit of the gas. and then we recharge the battery. And then again, you can see instead of RPMs, you kind of have a little meter telling you where you kind of are and what you're kind of doing. So while you're driving, you'll see you'll be like in your eco mode when you take your foot off the gas, and if you're using regenerative braking, that lever will drop down into the charge mode to let you know you're charging the car. And if you're on the highway, or if you just put your foot to the floor and floor it, that'll go all the way up to power, and that's telling you that you're using your gas engine and not so much the electric portion of it. So if we cycle through our information display here, this is actually really cool. It'll actually tell you where your power is going and where it's coming from. So right now, this is telling us, and I'll show you a different thing on the touchscreen a little bit more in depth. But so this is our engine, our gas engine. That's our battery, and that's our tires. So like our propulsion system. So that's what's driving the car. So this is telling me right now that my engine is engaged, and that's what's giving my battery some power, and that's because we have our fans on right now. So if I turn my fans and my heat off, I don't know if you can, here, let me turn that off. Let's see if we can hear the engine shut off. Give it a second there. It might shut off. There it goes. So, hang on a second. All right, let's force it into EV mode. It might be too cold for it. If it's too cold, the engine will kick on because it doesn't want to damage the battery or anything. But I'm going to go through a couple things with you too. But anyway, that's going to show you where the power is going and where the power is coming from and stuff. And then obviously you got your speedometer on the right side there. Everything, every trim level does have the push start ignition. They all have paddle shifters, and it's different. The paddle shifters are different than your traditional paddle shifters in the gas cars. This doesn't manually shift gears. This controls your regenerative braking gear. So regenerative braking, there's B0 all the way up to B5. Your car will default at B2. And what that is that when you take your foot off the gas, your car will start slowing down automatically. It'll feel like you're doing some engine braking, and that's actually exactly what it's doing. Your engines are braking for you a little bit to slow you down, but while it's braking, it's actually creating kinetic energy. And what that kinetic energy does is that actually goes into your battery to help recharge your battery. So it's using a lot of technology to help increase your mileage without wasting any sort of energy. It's maximizing the amount of energy that I can use anyway. So when you hit this paddle shifter, I don't know if it's probably not going to do it now because I'm not in a drive mode. You know what? Let's put it in a drive mode. I might have to. So there we go. So B0 means that there's not going to be any regenerative braking. So this is if I were to drive like a regular car kind of thing, take my foot off the gas, it's just coasting. So if I can go all the way up to B5. Now, if I'm at B5 and I'm driving down the street, I take my foot off the gas, it's going to feel like I'm slowly kind of touching the brakes when I'm not touching the brakes at all. So it's going to start slowing down my car. But what it's going to do is it's going to start putting that kinetic energy back into my battery to help recharge my battery as I'm driving, to help maximize my range of my car. So it always defaults at B2. So it's not going to be too intense, but it's not going to be not there at all. So you're always going to be doing something to help regenerate the battery inside the car. So I'm going to put that into a regular drive mode. I'm going to put it back in park. So let's go over to the touchscreen here. So on here, it's going to be the same touchscreen you get in the regular Outlanders, with the exception of this screen here is going to have some different options down at the bottom here. So vehicle info is what I'm going to show you. Very similar to what was on that screen that I just showed you. Energy flow just gives you a little bit more of a clearer picture of where things are going to go. So with the engine engaged, so right now, you'd see a little bit more while you're driving. There, so now the engine just shut off. So the car is still running right now, so I can drive it, but we don't have any engines turned on at all. If I put it into drive, I can start driving, and this car is completely silent. Like it's not even, it sounds like it's not even turned on, but it is. And that's why you're always going to see this little ready thing here. That's just telling you that, yeah, it's turned on and you can drive the thing, because you wouldn't know otherwise. So while you're driving, this will actually show you from the battery. If you're using the electric motors, it'll show you there's arrows going to each of the tires. And then when you take your foot off the brake or off the gas, it'll use that regenerative braking, and it'll actually show energy going back into the battery. Once the gas engine is turned on and it's charging up the battery, it'll actually show engine arrows going from the engine into the battery to help recharge it. And then the engine can drive the front tires if it absolutely needs to. So if the battery's running low, or if you want to save your battery charge, you can do this. There's a save button that you can press, so it'll save the battery charge, and you can use your gas engine, which you normally do on like highway driving or something. And then you'd see the engine turn orange and put things. So it's basically showing you where the power is going, where it's coming from at all times, and gives you an idea of what your car is doing. There's a lot to know in this car. There's a lot of technology in this car. And again, a lot of people get scared of it, but it's just a normal car. You can pretty much turn it on, put it in drive, and go, and not have to do anything. And the car will decide when to use electric, when to use gas, when to do this, when to do that, automatically to work its best in any situation. There's things that you can do to maximize the performance of the car, but you really do not have to do anything different than you would do on a normal car, which is really, really cool. So again, if we go back to this home screen, you'll see timed air conditioning, and that doubles as timed heating as well. So you could do cooler, heater, defroster. So you can actually set timers. So say you work or you leave for work at 8 o'clock in the morning, you can set timers for 6:45 or 7:45 in the morning. So I can say edit, time, sorry, I'm going to use this hand. So 7:40 a.m. Run for 20 minutes. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Set. What I just did is I just set my car. So my car is going to be plugged in the morning. Every single morning, my car is going to run my heater without turning the car on. It's going to run my heater for 20 minutes starting at 7:40. So at 8 o'clock, when I get into my car to go to work, it's going to be nice and warm. It's like having a built-in remote start. And I don't have to do anything. It's automatically going to do it. And it's very, very simple to do. I just set my timer, and I never have to touch it again. If I ever want to turn it off, I can hit either reset all or shut it off, or off. Done. Reset all. Puts it all back to factory defaults. There you go. So no more heat. Same thing in the summertime. You want to get in a nice cool car. You could do the same thing, but with a cooler or a defroster or anything like that. So you're always going to be set up to get into your car. Now, same idea too with charging. Time charger. You get home from work at 5 o'clock, you plug it in. You can set your charges, because peak hours, again, they go off peak at 7 o'clock at night. Monday through Sunday, or Monday through Friday, you can start it at 7 o'clock at night. So you plug your car in at 5, it will not start charging at 5 o'clock. It'll only start charging at off-peak hour, and that'll save you money. So, and you don't have to do anything. Get home, you plug it in, you leave it, it will start charging on its own at that time, and that's going to save you money. So there's a lot of really cool and really smart things inside this car for you. Charging costs. So let's see what we just did here. So short-term history, discharge. So I just showed you, we just plugged it in for 2 hours and something, I think it was 2 hours and 53 minutes. We used 7-something kilowatts. Now this is based on 7 cents per kilowatt. This is actually an overestimation. It's 6.5 cents, but I can't go any more than 2 decimal places, so I rounded up to 7 cents. This charge cost me 52 cents based on peak hours. So to charge my battery fully this time for 2.5 hours, or 2 hours and 50 minutes, or whatever it was, cost me 50 cents. That is insane. And I can drive 35 kilometers right now in frigid temperatures without even engaging my gas engine. That is nuts. So again, living 5 kilometers away from my work, I can drive to and from work, do groceries, and never have to put a drop of gas in my car. Now, if you do drive in full electric mode and don't engage your engine, or even if you do engage your engine, and so you drive in full electric mode or whatever, after 90 days, you do have to put 15 liters of fresh fuel in it, because again, they don't want your gas to get bad and stuff, so you do have to do that. And there is actually a pressure release system too, because it does build up gas pressure inside your gas tank. So when you do press the gas release tab right down there, it'll actually take a couple seconds for your gas tank to open because it's actually releasing a lot of pressure in there instead of just a regular gas tank opening. So I mean, there's a lot of safety things that are built inside this car. It's not just a regular car. And then again, you can change your vehicle settings just like the regular one. But so again, we are ready to go right now. And so I'm gonna move this. I don't know how safe this is gonna be. I don't know how much my manager is gonna like this, but I'm just gonna move it and park it into my front line. So this is another thing. This is your shifter. It looks a little bit different. Your park button is right here. So this is how you park it. You just press that in. This is your charge. So if your battery is running low, so let's go back to our vehicle info screen. So if your battery is running low, so say you're down to 2 bars and you know that you're on the highway or something like that, or you're going to be in town, coming up to in-town driving, and that's where you kind of want to use your electric vehicle, because that's where you're going to be a little bit more efficient with your electricity. And you're on the highway right now, you can hit this charge button, and what that's going to do is it's going to engage the gas engine for you. The gas engine is going to start driving your front wheels and not use the electric motor to drive the front wheels. But while it's driving the front wheels, it's also going to charge a generator and charge the battery at the same time. So that means that it's going to actually recharge the battery while driving your front wheels. So when you do get in town, it's going to actually add another 4 or 5 kilometers of travel time to your battery. So when you do get in town, you can just strictly drive on electric motor in town. And again, down here, you're going to see that save button. So that's what I mentioned earlier. If you are driving, say you do a lot of highway driving, you drive from one city to the other city, you leave your house and you drive an electric, in the one city, you get onto the highway, you can hit that save button. And what that's going to do is that's going to save the battery charge, driving in the gas mode on the highway, because that's where a gas engine would be more efficient, and then save that full battery for when you get into town, so it uses that electric motor in town where it would be more efficient for you. And then that's where you lock in your 4-wheel drive system. So that's where you're going to push the button. It'll lock in those 2 electric motors to work in sync. And then this EV button will force the thing to work into just pure electric mode. So like I mentioned, the car itself will find out the best time to work with an electric motor or a gas engine or anything. This will override that to a point and just say, no, I want to work in strictly electric for now. And it'll say, no, I don't want to engage my gas engine for this. I don't want to do it for that. Now it will override it if it thinks it's gonna hurt the car. But I mean, this will put you in electric mode for a good chunk of the time. And then over here, you got an electronic parking brake with an auto hold feature. So if you do come up to a red light, you can take your foot off the brake. This will engage the parking brake for you, and you don't have to hold your foot on the brake the whole time. You got your heated seats, blind spot monitoring. You also have rear cross traffic alert in here too. So if you're in reverse and you're backing up and there's a car coming from the side and you can't see it, it'll beep at you to letting you know that someone's coming. So there's a lot of really cool features, lots of really cool safety features in here. This is hardly a base model car, but it is technically a base model car. So, I mean, even on your steering wheel, you got your cruise on that side, steering wheel mounted audio controls on this side, your Bluetooth over here. So I'm going to quickly show you. I'm just going to drive on my parking lot here. I'm just going to park this back in the front line, but I'll show you. And this is how you get into drive. So you push it over and then down. So now we're in drive. See the D for drive. And let's, so if you see this shaking a little bit, it's because I'm watching where I'm going instead of watching the screen. So you can see the arrows moving from the battery to the tires. Sorry, I just got to back up now. Get to see the backup camera too. Alright. So, my battery is driving my wheels. Again, fully electric. Listen how quiet minus the beeping because I'm not wearing a seatbelt to drive to the parking spot. But so this is telling me that my battery is using, and then back in my spot. There. The manager's probably looking at me like right Seems like a good place to park. So that's a quick video of the Outlander PHEV. I'll probably go on a test drive at some point with someone else who can actually record while driving safely. But for now, this gives you a nice little preview of it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comment below.